Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In Week 5 of 2024 we had 82 tournaments with a total of 1,534 players and 5,368 games played. We have a mix of data this week, with some tournaments using the new rules while many are still using the old ones. Because of this we have some interesting results, which can perhaps give us an insight into the upcoming new meta. Having said that, this week the Space Marines topped the charts with 11 wins and 42 top 3 placings. Their weighted placing is 25.3, which is a bit worse than the 90.9 they got last week. We do not have as many tournaments this week, which would explain their overall drop in results. The Necrons come second with 10 wins, 38 top 3 places and a weighted placing of 15.4. They have a strong performance, with a decent improvement on last time. We know the Necrons have not been changed, so I would imagine we will see them near the top for the foreseeable future. Drukhari come third, also getting 10 wins, with 15 top 3s and a very impressive weighted placing of 4.8, which is the best overall. They did get some significant improvements in the balance update, and as we will see when we look at their win rates, they performed very well this week. They do only have a small number of players, and I suspect that the majority of them were played in the tournaments that were using the new rules. The Orcs and Tyranids top the green group, both getting 5 wins, 13 top 3s, with a weighted placing of 19.4 and 18.6 respectively. This is a decent week for both factions, but not too dissimilar to what they have achieved before the balance update. Chaos Space Marines are close behind, with the same number of wins and one less top 3. Their weighted placing is better than those above with 16.2. They have won a few less tournaments, but their weighted placing is very similar to the 15.8 they got last week. The Eldari also get 5 wins with 7 top 3s and a weighted placing of 15.6. The majority of the tournaments are using the old rules, which would explain why Eldari and CSM have very similar results to what we have seen in the last few weeks. The Death Guard get 4 wins, 12 top 3 placings with a weighted placing of 18.3, which is a significant improvement on the 61.5 they got last time. The Tower are the last faction in green with 4 wins and a weighted placing of 15.3, the third best overall. Although they have won less tournaments, they get almost the exact same weighted placing. The majority of factions are in yellow this week, with Guard and World Eaters topping the group with 3 wins and 10 top 3s. There is no surprise inclusions in the yellow group, with 2 factions performing notably different. The Custodians may only have 2 wins, but they've picked up 16 top 3s, which is more than anyone in green. The majority of these results came from the smaller tournaments, which are more likely to be using the new rules. Perhaps this is an indication of some potential newfound success for them. The Gene Stealers managed to get the second best weighted placing this week with an impressive 7.5. Unfortunately, the Admech are the only full faction in red, missing out on a win with a single top 3 finish. Overall, we have some interesting initial results. As there is a mix of old and new rules, we will have to wait till next week to truly see how the new meta is shaping up. 25 factions managed at least one top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 132. The Necrons are in second with 93 top 10 placings, followed by Orcs in third on 49 top 10 placings. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 18.12% of all players taking them. Necrons are the second most popular on 10.04%, followed by Orcs in third on 6.32%. As Orcs are the third most popular, it makes sense to get the third highest number of top 10s. The percentage of Drukhari players has increased significantly. Although they are only 3.13% of all players, that is a much larger portion than the 1.8% they were last week. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. This week the Drukhari topped the charts with a very impressive win rate of 64.6%. This very high win rate marks an excellent week for them. We have seen their popularity increase, so I estimate the new Drukhari players were exclusively going to tournaments with the new rules. It would certainly explain why they performed so well this week. The initial results do suggest a significant boost for the faction, although personally I don't think they will be able to sustain such a high win rate when all tournaments are using the new rules. The Necrons are back in second with a win rate of 56.2%. They have achieved a very similar win rate to what they usually get. I would be very surprised if they don't at least remain around this level once the new rules see widespread play. The Eldari are just in the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 54.6%. We will have to wait till next week to see the true impact of their nerfs. However, their win rate is significantly better in the larger tournaments, where more of them were using the old rules. The Lees of Votann come next with a win rate of 52.9%. Like Eldari, they do much better in the larger tournaments. The Custodians have seen a big improvement in their win rate with 52.1%. As the opposite of the factions above, the Custodians' win rate is a lot better in the smaller tournaments, which are more likely to be used in the new rules. Perhaps this is another indication of their improvement, but they do usually perform better in the smaller tournaments in general. The Death Guard are the last faction in green with a win rate of 51.6%. This is an especially good week, although we have seen them perform around this level before the changes. The vast majority of factions are in yellow, with most factions around their usual level. We do see a significant drop for the World Eaters and Chaos Space Marines, who were regularly over a 50% win rate. Again, we will need to wait for more data to confirm this is because of their nerfs, but it would explain the drop in form. The factions around the bottom of the Goldilocks zone are very similar, with the Space Marines just dropping below for the first time in a while. Unfortunately, the Admech are the only full faction in red, with a win rate of 38.5%. They do only have 18 players, but we know they have not been changed and will likely struggle for the time being. Overall, there are some interesting initial results, but we will have to wait till next week for a much better insight. As we have a mix of tournaments, we have decided to continue with the last week of the Leviathan Part 2 win rates. We will be updating them from next week, but they do give us a good insight into how the factions were performing before the balance change. With that said, the Eldari topped the Leviathan Part 2 win rate with 57.2%. Chaos Space Marines are in second place, with a win rate of 53.3%. The Legions of Votan finish in third, with a win rate of 53.2%. The World Eaters are in fourth, with a win rate of 52.1%, followed by Orcs on 51%. Chaos Knights are the last faction in green, with a win rate of 50.6%. The Necrons top the yellow group with a win rate of 49.1%, which was heavily boosted by their win rate of around 56% when their codex released. Sisters have the same win rate, with Thousand Suns very close behind on a 49% win rate. The Space Marines have a win rate of 46.7%, with the Tyranids on a 46% win rate. We see 3 factions finish below the Goldilocks zone, with Custodians on a 44.4% win rate. Drukhari get a win rate of 44.1%. Their good week this time just pushed them above Astra Militarum, who get 44%. As the chapter ahead only has a single player, this week the Blood Angels of White Scars top the charts with a win rate of 50%. The third most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, top the yellow group with 48.4%, followed by the most popular chapter, the Black Templars, on 48.2%. The Death Watch get a win rate of 45.8%. The Iron Hands are the last chapter in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45.7%. The Ultramarines get a win rate of 42.3%, followed by the Salamanders on a win rate of 41%. The second most popular chapter, the Space Wolves, top the red group with a win rate of 38.3%. The Raven Guard have a win rate of 36.4%, with the Imperial Fist winning a third of their games. Overall, we have seen some strange results for the chapters compared to what they usually get. The Black Templars have seemingly fallen off a bit. It'll be interesting to see how the chapters perform in next week's stats. As with all factions of Leviathan, these win rates will be reset next week. Again, they offer a nice snapshot of how the chapters were faring before the balance changes. The second most popular chapter, the Black Templars, topped the Leviathan Part 2 win rates with 53.1%. The Space Wolves are the last chapter in green with a 50% win rate. The Death Watch topped the yellow group with a win rate of 46.5%. The most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, have a win rate of 46.1%, followed by the Salamanders and Blood Angels on 45.1%. The Iron Hands are the first chapter outside the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 44.8%. Phyllis's favourite Blue Boys and third most popular chapter, the Ultramarines, on a win rate of 44.3%. The Raven Guard have a win rate of 42.8%, with the Imperial Fists on 41.7%, and the White Scars on a 36.4% win rate. This week, the majority of the Chaos Space Marine warbands are unknown, so we will go straight into the last Leviathan Part 2 for the Legions. The Red Corsairs top the win rate of 58.5%, with the Wordbearers on a 54.3% win rate. The most popular warband, the Black Legion, get a win rate of 51.8%, followed by the Night Lords on 51.1%. The Alpha Legion just getting green with a win rate of 50.1%. The Iron Warriors get a win rate of 47.9%, with the Emperor's Children at the bottom with a 46.7% win rate. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.